In this video, you're going to learn about the benefits of segmenting your Google Analytics data for deeper insights into your audience. We'll look at the system or default segments that are available within Google Analytics and how you can create custom segments to perform your own custom analysis. Google Analytics allows you to apply segments to the data you see inside your reports. So what are segments and how are they useful? Well, segments allow you to focus on your most important users and sessions coming through to your website. For example, you might want to focus on particular marketing channels or even high-value customers that have converted on your website. This allows you to perform more in-depth analysis through your Google Analytics reports. With Google Analytics, you have the flexibility to use the inbuilt default segments, or you can create your own custom segments. Let's take a look at the defaults first. There's a wide range of default segments we can apply to our reports immediately, starting with all users. This is actually the default segment when we first jump into our reports inside Google Analytics. It means that we're looking at absolutely everybody who's accessed our website. From there, we can use the segments available to then narrow our focus. For example, we could focus on bounced sessions. These are people who have just viewed a single page in that particular session. So we can use this to look for opportunities to actually get people to engage deeper into the content of our website. We can also see converters. These are people who've either transacted or completed at least one of our goal conversions on our website. So we can use this segment to focus in on those higher value users that are engaging with us to understand how they're finding our website and what content they're actually browsing through our site. We can then see direct traffic. This is one of the segments that's about how people are finding our website. So we have direct as well as organic, paid, referral, and so forth. So this is really about focusing on particular marketing channels using a default segment. We can also see we have made a purchase, so people who've transacted, as well as segments around the technology people are using to access our website. For example, mobile and tablet traffic, mobile traffic as well. So let's jump into our Google Analytics reports and see how we can apply these default segments. So now that we're in Google Analytics, let's head to the Audience Overview report. Here I can see that I'm looking at all users, so everybody accessing the website. If I choose, I can now apply a segment. So I can just click on Add Segment. And if you select System on the left-hand side here, you'll have all of the default segments we just looked at, including bounce sessions, converters, and so forth. We can actually select up to 4 segments to apply to our reports. So let's go ahead and select our segments. And click Apply. Now we can quickly compare the different audience segments to understand performance. In this case, all users versus people who've converted and people who have not converted on our website. We can also now choose to focus in on a particular section of traffic. So let's remove the non-converters. And now let's remove all users. Now we're just focused on the high value users on our website. These are people who've either transacted or completed at least one of our goal conversions. Now, as we move through the reports, our segment will continue to be applied. For example, if we head to the acquisition reports, we can now see the marketing channels that people are using to find our website and then actually convert. So we can get started quickly by applying the system or default segments to our reports. From there, we can create our own custom segments. Just click on New Segment. On the top left, we can see some recommended starting points for our custom segment. For example, we might create a segment around the particular demographics, so age and gender of our audience members. Or we could select technology, and this gives us some starting points around the different devices, browsers, and operating systems people are using to actually access our website. Moving down though, we can see we have conditions and sequences, which are advanced options for creating our segments. So I'm going to create a user-based segment for people who are using a mobile device and have actually converted on the website. So I'm going to select users, and then I'm going to search for and select device category. Now I'm going to say contains, and I'm going to select mobile. Now I can create an AND statement, and I'm going to look for people who've converted on at least one of our goals. So I select goal completions per user is greater than or equal to 1. This will now mean that I'm just focused on people using a mobile device who've actually converted on my website. And we can see on the right hand side a quick preview of the number of users and sessions that will match this particular segment. I can now name my segment and save it. So now I've created my own custom segment that's targeted down to the particular audience members I want to analyze inside Google Analytics. Take time to create custom segments to meet your analysis needs, starting with higher value users as well as the particular marketing channels you're looking after are great ways to get started with segmentation. And you can grab a whole range of pre-configured segments in the description on this video page, so check them out on the Google Solutions gallery. Now let's talk about the difference between user and session-based segments. The real difference is that user-based segments allow you to go beyond a single session on your website to actually combine multiple interactions and different audience attributes to actually perform your analysis. For example, if you are focused on conversions, if you are looking at a session-based segment for your conversion action, then you'll be looking at the user's final session where they actually completed that conversion. You'll not be able to see all of the different traffic sources that actually led to that particular conversion action. On the other hand, a user-based segment will allow you to see all the different sessions that led to the conversion. This allows you to then perform your analysis on all the different traffic sources that are sending those qualified visitors through to your website. It's important to understand that Google Analytics is using a browser cookie to pull together the different sessions that people are engaging with on your website. This means that if someone's actually switching between different devices, for example, switching between their mobile and desktop device, then by default, these will actually be seen as two separate users inside Google Analytics. It's something important to be aware of. The other thing to note is that user-based segments will include up to 90 days of historical data and up to 1,000 historical sessions for your reporting. Here we can see the relationship between users and sessions. For example, if we were to create a user-based segment, like we did in our example, this will include all the different sessions for that particular user. This will include hits as well. For example, the different pages people are viewing on our site as page views. If we choose, we can then switch to a session-based segment. This is more discrete. It'll just pull in the particular sessions that meet our particular criteria. For example, sessions that are from a particular source and medium combination. It will still continue to include hits, for example, page views included in that individual session. And finally, just to note, there are some reports that can't be segmented. We can't apply segments to the home report, the real-time report, the funnel visualization report, or reports that include Google AdWords cost data or Google Search Console data. But just to highlight, all of the other reports we can actually segment, so we can apply the defaults or our own custom segments inside Google Analytics. So that's how you can segment your audience with Google Analytics. Tell me how you're using segmentation. Let me know and leave your tips in the comments below.